We already lost the business and the meeting hadn't even started yet. And it wasn't because of our product, it was because of how we showed up. I was working for a corporation about 10 years ago and had a big meeting with a manufacturer. We had a component that they needed, and we were in a good position to win the business. So my boss flew in from the East Coast, and I drove over because it wasn't far from me. And I got there a little early, and there was a gentleman there that I knew, and he was one of our competitors. We were sitting there just talking a little bit and going over some stuff, and I didn't share anything with him, just chatting. So then he leaves, and my boss shows up, and he saw me talking to him. He says, what were you talking to that guy for? I said, well, I said, keep your friends closer and enemies closer, And so he didn't get it. So anyway, whatever. I didn't want him to spoil my day and our potential to win the business with this manufacturer. So we got called up to the meeting. We went in, sat down. They were sitting across from us, very professional. I sat down with my notes, my paper so I can make notes. And my boss comes in, he sits down, he's wearing his sunglasses, puts his sunglasses on his head, crosses his legs. And I said, man, instantly, you could just see the room change, the energy. And you could tell the guys weren't having it. So they were respectful, but you could tell by their body language, which speaks a lot more than voice does. So we went through the meeting. It went really well because obviously, like I said, we had a great solution for them, and they were interested. But he blew it when he walked in the room like that. So he was known for that. So it didn't surprise me, but it was really the first time I had ever been in a situation like that. So it was kind of put me off a little bit. So, and what I learned from that is that people decide how they feel about you before you even give your pitch. You can have the best product in the world, but if you come in with the wrong attitude, you've already lost. That stuck with me because it reminded me of respect for the room, or it'll shut you down before you even speak. If any of you out there have a story to share that's similar, I would love to hear it. I'd love to hear how you handle it. I'd love to hear if you got that business. Obviously, we didn't get the business, and I think at least 90% of it was because my boss came in with an attitude. And so obviously, since that meeting, everything kind of went downhill. I didn't have any skip on my step to do much, but anyway, there's a lot more stories where this came from. So if this inspires you to maybe tell your own stories, I say go for it. You guys have a great evening. I'll talk to you later.